hiking today, despite the cold, really chilly cold. I decided to go into the woods. Cannot stay at home without hiking. It's really great to be outdoor. Yeah, so I will entertain you today with a very important topic these days, because yeah, it's in Patagonia, it's summer. It's very warm, should be, and a lot of people go to hike in a variety of places there. Yeah, I guess the time has come for me to tell you about how I did my hikes in very famous Torres del Paine National Park there. Let's go. It's very cold today. It's almost winter. I guess it's around 0 degrees. Of course, at night it's even colder. I need to warm up myself before I start to stream. Hi folks, today I'm hiking again, despite that it's really chilly today in Germany, in Saxony. So I cannot stay at home. I have to hike all the time. And today I will entertain you with a very much beloved topic of mine, is how to hike in a very famous national park in Torres del Paine National Park in Chile. So I promised you that I will do it sooner or later, so I guess today is a good day. Despite the cold, it's around 0 degrees I guess here. But I have my coffee, so I can survive something like half an hour, I hope. And yeah, today I will tell you, finally I will tell you where to see pumas in Torres del Paine National Park, what to do when you see them, yeah, what are the chances that you see the puma there, in what location, and also I will tell you some secret trails which not everyone knows where they are, and how to hide them, and what you will see them. You can see them even very old, around 9,000 years old, archeological location with indigenous people, cave crafting, cave paintings there. So and of course I will tell you my tips and tricks how to hike there more efficiently and paying less money because yeah, this national park is very expensive, I have to say. But despite this, it's worth of any penny you pay. It's so beautiful, amazingly beautiful. And yeah, let's go. Cheers. So I've been there just once, but for around a week. I hiked there, and I was there in the midst of the autumn. I catched very nice weather at the beginning, but at the end it went really nasty. So I had to leave there. I have to leave the park and go further north, kind of following the autumn. It was already, there was the end of the March, and I just left the park, and it was at the beginning of April, and it became really very rainy and nasty, not really good for hiking. So the first story, the first tip I want to say you, I know guys, you all like on a short vacations there, like 2 or 3 weeks maximum. I was there more than a month, almost 1 month and a half. So I had some luxury for flexibility. But most of you I know, you have just 2 weeks for vacation. So how to pack everything in these 2 weeks in Patagonia? And my first tip is that try not to see only Torres del Paine National Park, but also go around, you know, because if you go a little bit south to Ushuaia, there is another very nice park, Tierra del Fuego, and it's just amazing too. It's Argentina. It's less expensive. You don't have to book everything there, because they even have free camping sites inside of national park, and you pay something like maybe 20-25 euro for entrance, and then the next day, if you stay there overnight, you pay 50% only. But you can hike there definitely for 2-3 days in a row if weather permits you. Yeah, and additionally, you can take wildlife tours with the boats, with the modern boats, which go to the big channel. Very famous one with a lot of sea lions and penguins. It's very funny there to be among them. You almost can touch them. So there are tours which bring you to some islands there, and you can have short hikes among penguin rookeries, penguin locations where they stay, where they hitch their eggs and so forth. It's very kind of entertaining to be among them. And of course you do it with a guide. And so these tours, they kind of range from $50 to $100. Depends for how long you have these tours. There are day tours, they are more expensive. There are half-day tours, less expensive. And to stay in Ushuaia is quite expensive city, I have to say, because it's really very touristic. And in high season it's even over touristic. So it's really over tourism there. And prices go high for everything, for food, for hostels. But the good thing is that you still can manage to go there on a budget. And this is my tip. So if you are a student, if you don't have so much money, and every day you have to save some money, so stay there in the camping sites. There are many camping sites around Ushuaia, and some of them they are free. They called municipal free camping sites, and some of them they are paid, but really with little money. And this is kind of the best way to stay in Ushuaia for 3-5 days if you have this time, because you can hike not only in a national park but also around. The beauty of the nature there is amazing. I can tell you, this is just gorgeous. Especially when I was there in the midst of March, and the autumn there just beautiful. So this is why I think the land, the province in Argentina, and the national park is called Tierra del Fuego, or Land of Fire, because in autumn, in March and April, all trees, not all, but most of the trees, especially lenga trees, beech trees, they become reddish, yellowish, amazing, beautifully. And there are also some evergreen trees and plants. It's like a mixture always, reddish and very deep green, even in autumn. So, and combine Torres del Paine National Park hiking with this park, and you can commute from Ushuaia to Torres del Paine very easy and very fast. So you just take a bus. It's a day trip bus, something like around maybe 10 hours or so, and it costs maybe 40-50 euro, I guess, as the most. And you go from Ushuaia to Punta Arenas. It's quite a big city in Chile. And then you take a bus to Puerto Natales. It's around maybe 3 hours ride, and it's very cheap, something like 10 euros or so. And Puerto Natales, it's also Chile. So you go there, and it's like your base before you make this hike in Torres del Paine National Park. And my next tip would be stay in Puerto Natales at least 2 nights. I can explain why. Because when you cross Argentina to Chile on the border, you're not supposed to carry any kind of agricultural food with you because it's forbidden. Chile is very small country in terms of it's not very small, but it's very narrow, and they have a limited number of agricultural fields, for agriculture. because it's very mountaineering, and on the north there are deserts. So therefore they kind of protect their market from Argentina, which has a lot more agricultural fields and possibility to to grow food, and therefore they have a restriction. When you cross the border, you are not supposed to carry with you any vegetable food, and those which you carry, you have to declare in your declaration, because otherwise there will be really a huge fine. So actually they scan when you go with a bus. They scan like in airports your luggage, and you have to kind of tell them on a paper what you carry in terms of food. I remember when I was there, I had some apples. I had some apples with me in a bus, and some sweets. Yeah, sweets you can cross with sweets, but apples, I had to eat them before the custom, before the border crossing, and it was quite funny. Another kind of tip of mine, they give you some registration paper, like like a paper, like a bill in a shop, which you are not supposed to throw away. You have to keep it the whole time you are in Chile, and then when you leave the Chile, you have to present it again to the custom, to the border officers. So if you don't have it, you may face some troubles. I remember the bus driver told us when we left Chile to Argentina that who doesn't have it, oh, you are now in big troubles. And all people started instantly, open their backpacks and searching for such papers, because obviously not everyone knew that it's one of the most important pieces of documents you have to preserve all your trip, all your stay in Chile. Okay, this is why you have to stay 2 nights at least in Puerto Natales. Oh, it's much warmer now. I warm up. I made a hike, something like 5 kilometers, and it's very chilly. So why you need 2 nights in Puerto Natales? Because you have to shop for food. Because you don't have any food in your backpack anymore from Argentina, right? So you have to shop for that. And some might say that you can eat in Torres del Paine National Park. Yeah, that's true. Torres del Paine has a lot of possibilities that you have a meal almost everywhere, but I have to say it will be very expensive. Expect something for the breakfast like maybe 30 euro, and for the dinner or lunch it will be maybe something like 40-50 euro or even more. It depends on which camping site or refugio you stay. So if you are not kind of constrained with the money, it's fine. You can purely go there without money. You have to have money, but you have to have a food. You don't have to have a food with you. But for those who are on a budget, you need to kind of save a little bit and take with you as much as you can. This is the first reason why you need this 2 nights for shopping, and secondly, you also need to cash a little bit, in Chile, in Puerto Natales, because when I was, I had to pay only in cash everywhere, because at that time there were no any satellite internet, like today's from Elon Musk. You can have a dish and can catch internet even in the mountains. But I remember that if weather will be really nasty, So even a satellite dish will not catch the signal, and then you don't have internet on some camping sites, in remote camping sites, and then you cannot pay with your credit card. So my advice, my tip would be, always take with you as much cash as reasonably possible, for you, that you can everywhere pay with the local pesos, Chilean pesos. So you need time for that, to prepare for cash. And also the third reason, so you have to find a hostel in Puerto Natales which has a storage facility. When I was there, I had to even move from one hostel to another because my first hostel didn't have any storage facility. And I was there just for the first time. I didn't know that, but you need this. You know why? Because if you travel for a long time in Argentina and Chile, your backpack is something like definitely around 30 kilograms, right? So I was there a really long time, and I had two backpacks actually. One small backpack here on my belly and chest, another on the back. And I had to leave half of my belongings somewhere, and hostels, they knew that, and therefore majority of hostels in Puerto Natales, they kind of offer this possibility for extra money. You can store your stuff, the most heavy stuff in the hostel while you are hiking in Torres del Paine. So it's very clever and very practical. My tip: reserve the hostel with the storage, and do not go hiking in Torres del Paine with really heavy backpack. I tell you why. Because the terrain will be very complex in Torres, and the best you carry not more than, for women, not more than 10 kilos, and for men maybe not more than 15. Of course, you can rent everything there, and of course you can stay there, not in camping sites where you need your tent, but you can stay in refugios, which are rather expensive. But if you are not limited with your money, so it's also a possibility, it's also an option that you hike there completely light, I would advise to minimize the weight of your backpack as much as you can. And of course you can rent there many things, so just consider how to, in a smart way, to manage your stuff, and maybe to stay in campings, or maybe not to take your tent, or maybe leave your kitchen stuff and food, and just survive in the canteen or restaurants which they have there. So think about yourself. It always depends how much money you have. Okay, so now how you can move to Torres del Paine from Puerto Natales. It's very easy. They have in Puerto Natales, they have a modern bus station, and there are many buses going in the morning and in the evening, back and forth, and it's not expensive, something like 10 euro or so one way. And the ride is maybe not more than 2 hours or so to the national park from the city. So once you are in the national park, you go quickly through a kind of showcase instruction, safety instruction, what you can do, what you can't do in national park, so where you can stay and so forth. And the most important part is that you cannot stay somewhere overnight, not in a hostels, not in camping sites. There are wild camping sites which are run by CONAF organization, but they are also bookable. You have to book them. You cannot just stay whatever and whenever and wherever you want, you know. Actually, it's not allowed to go in national park this other night without your booking, yeah, and there is no way. So you can enter the national park just for one day without staying overnight, but then return. So many people do that with their cars. So they just enter national park, they go around a little bit in the center of the park, and then they return. They do not stay there, and therefore they do not really hike there. But for hiking, to take this very famous double V or O circuitry, you need to book all these hostels, refugios, yeah, and all these mountain huts, hotels. They have also 3 and 4 stars hotels and camping sites. So and yeah, after when you go through this instruction, then those of you who wish to stay in Paine Grande refugio hostel and camping site, you go further with the bus to the catamaran, to the boat, modern boat, to cross Podeto lake there and Pejoe lake there. So to the Paine Grande, it will cost you something around 30 euro, plus you have to pay for your backpack, I guess around 7 euro or so. When I was there, it was just 20 euro, and I guess it was 5 euro. So so now it's more expensive. And those of you who stay in Las Torres camping site or refugio, you just take a shuttle bus, and it's maybe 10 minutes ride, 20 minutes ride from Amarga entrance point. So you have to change your bus there. So this is how to enter. And I have to say, if you wish to stay longer in the Torres del Paine National Park, you can always book further, being within National Park. It's not a problem. But the biggest problem, I can tell you, in the National Park, there is a booking. So you have to book really a lot of things in advance, because there will be no place for you to stay. Will be everything overbooked. And many hikers, they complain that they cannot hike there really because yeah, you cannot enter, everything overbooked. So I was lucky because I didn't know that I had to book months in advance. So I just came to the office in Puerto Natales to both companies which run all the camping sites, all the accommodation. It's fantastic sewer, Las Torres, and another company which is less expensive. Fantastic sewer is really expensive, so expect to pay how much? At least 30-35 euro, I guess, for the camping site. This fantastic sewer company. So it's now new name for this, Las Torres. And another company which is kind of more have accommodation in remote areas when you hike circuitry O. So it's Vertis, or in an old name it's Vertis Patagonia, I guess it was named like that. So in Vertis, so they have much cheaper, I guess 3 times cheaper, or 2 times cheaper, around 13, maybe 14 euro per camping site per night. So all these remote camping sites of the old circuitry, it's like Dixon, you know, Los Perros, like Lago Grey or Grey refugio camping sites, yeah, like Paine Grande, they all have this much cheaper accommodation than fantastic sewer. So and this would be my next tip for you, which is if you cannot hike all circuitry or double V circuitry in full, because many camping sites and many refugios will be booked, but there will be like only Paine Grande available for you, or Las Torres. So just stay there, because from these both camping sites you can hike majority of trails in the national park in a V circuitry. So if you stay in Paine Grande, it's just 10 kilometers to the west north, and you can reach Refugio Grey. It is a very huge grey glacier. Or again around 10 kilometers from Paine Grande, and you can reach French Valley, very beautiful valley, you know, near Italiano camping sites. So it's again something around 8 kilometers, and then 5 kilometers to the valley. So it's again a very nice day hike, and you return to Paine Grande. Or you can stay in Las Torres or central camping, and again you can hike to French Valley. It will be something around 12-13 kilometers, and then plus French Valley 5 kilometers. Or you can hike to actually Torres peaks. So it will be one way 10 kilometers. You know, again, you can stay just in this one camping site, and you can hike a lot of trails around. This is my tip. So if there is no other possibility, just stay in these two camping sites, and you can hike a lot. Especially if you stay in Paine Grande. So it's very cheap, as I said, around 13-14 euro per night, and it's actually very, very huge. I don't remember now, but it's around maybe 150 or 200 camping sites there, places. And it's easier to book because it will be more available. So other places will be much less, and they can be easier overbooked, you know. So this is a tip. And then finally I can tell you where you can see the puma. Yeah, when I was there, I've seen the puma in Paine Grande. This is my little secret. Don't tell anyone. My coffee is already cold. I have to warm up. So it was in the morning. I already told this story in my previous videos. Around 5 a.m. So I was awakened up by people crying "Puma, Puma." So I took off my tent, and saw very big puma taking off a red fox, a small one, you know, like a pup, not adult, and very fast going up to the mountain on the top. Yeah, red foxes they tend to kind of be around people because first they feed on the garbage bins there, and also they kind of search for protection from people, because puma can hunt red or gray fox there. So, but obviously you can see the puma in any camping sites, in any refugios, especially those of them which are not in mountains but in a plain terrain where there is a pampa and very tall grass. So puma very nicely camouflage in the tall grass in pampas, and also because pumas mostly hunt guanacos,
and guanacos they graze on pampas. So if you see guanacos herds somewhere, in the national park, I can tell you for certain there will be puma somewhere nearby, watching you and watching guanacos. So be prepared. And people kind of report that they see pumas even in the Las Torres, in the central camping site there. And there is a trail, kind of secret trail, and this is my next tip. If you are staying in Las Torres for a few days, because everything overbooked, and you hike all the trails around, and you visited Torres peaks nearby, just go to the Puma Trail. It starts near Amarga, the main entrance point in the national park, and goes to the north of the park. It's around maybe 7-8 kilometers one way, and it goes to the plain of Pampas. That's what I told you, where you can see pumas with a high probability. And the terrain is like hilly but fully covered with tall grass. And at the end of this trail there will be like a trail fork, and I guess on the right there will be trail which will lead you to the secret location of archeological site in the national park, is indigenous cave paintings. So there should be some sign telling you that you just have to turn here, and in 1.5 kilometers there will be some rocks and little caves, and there you can see some engravings and paintings depicting indigenous people who lived there almost 10,000 years. It's pre-Columbian era in South America, and those people lived there, and they depict themselves hunting on wild animals. So I wasn't there myself. I cannot tell you for sure how they look like, but this is what I researched, kind of to not to forget to hike there again when I will be there in a national park. So, and for other people, actually, I wrote many books about Patagonia, and a few books about this national park, and all the details, all the timetables, all the prices, all the secret locations with GPS and so on, very precisely. I put in the book. So, and this all the information, factual information, like prices, timetables, schedules, conditions for everything. Every year I update, and you can see on the title of the book, on the cover page, that it's updated for certain season. That you can be sure that you have as recent information as possible. So please consider to have a look at my Amazon web page. So I have many books for all national parks in Patagonia which I visited. I made many kind of versions. So there are books just with hiking maps, there are books with as much description as possible as a text, and pictures, for those who like reading. They're all in English, of course, not in German. But there are also books which are kind of made in a way that you don't need to know actually very good English, even if you are German, you know, you can use them. Why? Because they're all based on infographics. Infographics is like a lot of schemes, pictures, you know, a little bit description in English, but mostly all information is conveyed via schemes, via pictures, via, you know, infographics. This is why it stands for infographics. So, and these books can be used even by Chinese who don't know at all English. So this was my idea how I can kind of extend the audience and make such books. So for any language. Yeah, please consider to have a look, and all the details there, much more than I described today, because I just highlight the most important part. So I told you about pumas, I told you about this secret trail where you can see pumas, you know, in national park, and how to see. Yeah, and yeah, my coffee. And what to do if you see the puma. So I tell you that I've seen the puma. It's not scary at all. They are rather big, you know, because there are a lot of food there, and they are protected in this national park, and there are a lot of guanacos. So they are rather big there, and they are in big numbers. If I remember correctly, they are like 150 or even more today species in the park. Maybe even more today, because they are protected. And yeah, once you see the puma, yeah, actually they can come to you very closely, you know, and just go by. They don't really interact with you, because they're used to humans, and they do not treat humans like a threat, because hunting is forbidden. It's like not in other places in Argentina or Chile, or in more north countries, or even in US, where pumas can be hunted, because they invade farmers, and they take you know, animals, cows, as a prey. In this national park, humans and pumas coexist together peacefully, and therefore both of them, they do not afraid, they don't treat each other like a threat, and pumas can come to you very closely. But the things can happen, especially if you scare the puma, if you scare animal, if you, for example, you go on your trail, and you kind of suddenly scare the puma somewhere. Of course, it's a rare condition. Puma will see you first, not you. Will see puma first. Puma for sure will see you first. But nevertheless, if puma will be with small cubs, and the mother has instinct protecting the offsprings, so it could be that the puma might become aggressive towards you. So just stay calm, you know, don't pose any threat, and put maybe between yourself and puma, put your backpack, yeah, between, that it will be some obstacle. And yeah, make sure my coffee is getting boiling. My coffee is getting boiling. Ooh, it's really cold today. I have to warm up myself. So yeah, put this obstacle between you and puma, and maybe climb a little bit higher than puma is. So you have to be a little bit taller than animal, so that you see the animal kind of beneath, and puma sees you like above, you know, a little bit. And if puma will still show you some aggressiveness towards you, and will start to scare you off, you know, just go away, And in the worst conditions, when puma become really aggressive and will start to attack you, you know, maybe defending its cubs, so the mother can do that. So you can use small stones, you know, throwing in the direction of the animal. Of course, not into the animal. Please don't do it. But nearby, so it will be enough to scare off the animal. And don't take very big stones, you know. It's enough to kind of show that you are not easy prey, and that you can defend yourself to the animal, and it should be enough. But I will tell you that I researched a lot in the internet. I could not find any indication that in this particular national park pumas attack humans, you know. So what I describe you is just common sense. Like myself, I'm a biologist. I study a lot behavior of animals, so I know how animals behave in kind of in scientific terms, you know, very deeply, with many details. So I just tell you common sense, what you should do if such animal like a puma can show towards you some aggressiveness. Be that in this national park or somewhere else, it doesn't matter. So try to be bigger, try to be noisier, throw some stones between you and animal, not in animal. Yeah, put some obstacles and be higher than animal, and this should be enough. And of course, retract yourself from the animal. Just not run. Never run with predators, because for predators, if you are running, this is a sign that you are kind of prey. So many of them will start to chase you because they feel that you run, you are scared, you are prey. They can attack you. So never run. Just slowly go by yourself, and the puma will go by itself somewhere else, you know. This is my advice as a biologist. So what else I wanted to tell you about this national park? Yeah, maybe the last thing, or almost last thing, to tell you some secret trail in the national park, which is not taken very often. But I didn't take it myself because, as I said, there was nasty weather at the end of my stay there, and I had to retreat to Puerto Natales. So, but definitely I will visit it my next hike there. So this trail is kind of is located on the western part, northwestern part of the national park, and it's called Pinga Zapata Trail, and it's very wild trail, so not many people take it. And to take this trail you need a guide. A person from Puerto Natales mostly, who are certified to provide such service in this particular national park. And besides this, that you need the guide, you also need a permission from CONAF organization in this national park to hike this trail. Otherwise, no way. And be prepared that this trail might be closed. I tell you why. Because this trail goes really deep into some valleys, some mountains between glaciers, and there are a lot of glaciers around, and those glaciers in summer they melt a lot, and they produce a lot of streams, rivers and lakes. There will be flooded, and therefore you cannot ford them. So, and because rangers, they know the conditions there, they may say, no, you cannot go there because there is one river which normally you can ford quite easy, but in a warm summer, a lot of glaciers around melt, and then you cannot cross this river anymore, and therefore you cannot go to this Pinga Zapata trail. You cannot stay there overnight or so forth. So there are wild campings, and I think you need at least 2 nights to see all the beauty around. And these wild campings, again, you have to book with Konov. And as far as I know, at least the time when I was there in the national park, not in this trail, I didn't hike it. They were free, so you still can book them. You need to book them, but they are free, like all other Konov camping sites in national park. Yeah, and in this Pinga Zapata trail, at the end of this trail, actually you can see the sites, very interesting sites, where researchers, scientists found fossils of prehistoric animals, like very big dinosaurs, ichthyosaurs. Ichthyosaurs, it's like sea animals, you know, like whales or dolphins, but much bigger and with more teeth. And 140 million years ago, they died massively there, most probably because of volcanic eruption, and volcanic lava field just covered them. A lot of animals, like in doses, 20, 30, maybe even more. I remember that researchers found at least 15 skeletons, fossils of this animal, and they all died there. And why researchers found them? Because in previous years, glaciers, they covered this area, and they were hidden, they were beneath the glaciers. And when glaciers retreated, because of, we have now global warming, the temperature rises everywhere. It's just natural cycle how Earth, goes through interglacial and glacial periods. When there is interglacial periods, the temperature goes up. When there is a glacial periods, temperature goes down. And it's like a cycle, every 100 years or so on Earth. And because of this, a lot of rocks and mountains, they become exposed, they become free of ice, and researchers found those skeletons. And it's really nice to see them there. They're still there because they're embedded into the rock, and you can see there are some footprints of this skeleton. So if you can afford such local guide, and you have time, and you're really a big lover of such, to make your own discoveries for prehistoric time, it's worth to go there. I would definitely go there. So, Pinga Zapata trail, very nice wild trail, and actually there, because there are no people, it's not touristic at all, it's very difficult in terms of technicalities to go there. You can see there a lot of wild animals, including puma. So this is my tip. Yeah, so, and maybe last tip I can give you, once you hiked in this national park, don't go home. Just take a bus and go to another national park. a little bit north from Torres del Paine. So now you have to cross again the border and go to Argentina and to the Los Glaciares National Park. And you have to take a bus to El Calafate. And this is where you can visit. This is the most beautiful, very, very huge Perito Moreno glacier. Yeah. And I will make a video, I will make a stream specifically for this national park and for El Calafate and El Chaltén cities, small cities, to in detail kind of make for you introduction what you can do, what you can visit, what hikes you can do there, yeah, where you can stay, accommodation, prices, conditions, you know, all such stuff, but not in this video, otherwise it will be too much. I already kind of afraid that I'm out, probably it's more than an hour now. I'm sitting here, it's really chilly. It's really chilly here. I have to warm up with my hot coffee. Yeah, so take a bus in Puerto Natales. It just maybe 5 or 6 hours to the Argentina. You cross the border and you are there. And in El Calafate you can stay either in hostels, hosterias, yeah, but also there are camping sites. A lot of actually camping sites, and some of them there are even wild camping sites, I have to say. I tell you next video where they are, and those which are paid, they are not expensive, so you can save money there. Yeah, and then you have kind of combo. You have visited 3 national parks in a row, you know, starting from the south, Ushuaia, Tierra del Fuego, then Torres del Paine, and then Los Glaciares National Park. And then, yeah, mostly if you have no time anymore, you have to go back, you have to fly back to Europe or US. Then you have visited the most beautiful parts in Patagonia, in South Patagonia of Argentina and Chile. And yeah, you did it well. It's worth of everything. It's like while once in a while, you know, once in your lifetime, you have to be there. You have to visit them. You have to hike them. So at least once. But myself, I have to say, I would go. You know, if I have enough money. It's rather expensive, really expensive. So entrance just in Torres del Paine will cost you, I guess, above 40 euro, around 40 euro, 40 bucks just to enter. And if you make all these circuitries and you stay there 3-5 days, yeah, it's quite expensive. I guess this is the most expensive national park in South America. The other parks will be less expensive, and yeah, if you stay in camping sites, you know, if you combine wild camping with free campings, then you can kind of compensate this, and this is what I would suggest. Okay, guys, stay healthy, stay positive minded, stay hiking at any conditions, at any seasons. Like today, at 0 degrees, I'm outside, outdoors, and yeah, I will go now back another 5 kilometers, and yeah, till next time, bis nächste Mal, bis später, and next videos I will dedicate for other national parks in Patagonia, and yeah, where I've been, to share my experience. Okay, ciao ciao.